Painters Putty vs Spackle conversation is going to be here for a while because both products are used in home improvement projects like walls and floors, fixing window panes, filling nail holes, etc. I would like to stress that these products are not the same, and their uses vary slightly. This video will take you through Painter Putty vs Spackle and show you what scenarios call for which of the two products. The two substances differ regarding their constituents, functions, types, and ease of use. We'll delve into all these differences shortly. Before that, I'll explain what a painter's putty is and what spackle is. What is painter's putty? There are many types of putties. I'll start by defining what putty is and then narrow it down to a painter's putty. This will put more perspective for a better understanding. Putty is a substance of high plasticity, with a similar feel or touch to dough. It is commonly used in building construction and repair, as a filler and as a sealant. Although most putties are indefinitely reworkable, some types polymerize slowly to become stiff. What is spackle? It's important not to confuse the above with the English word sparkle, which means to shine. So what exactly is spackle? Spackle is also known as spackling paste, and it translates to slightly different substances owing to differences in constituents and geographical references. Here are the definitions. In the US and many other countries, spackle is a paste for filling small cracks, holes, and other surface defects in drywall, wood, and plaster. A spackling is usually composed of glue and gypsum plaster from hydrated calcium sulfate. Spackle is also a registered trademark under the Murillo Company in Bayonne, New Jersey. This product is a dry powder mix with water to form a paste. Difference between painter's putty vs spackle. We've tackled the definitive parts of the title. Now let's look at what brings about the difference between painter's putty and spackle. They differ in the following aspects. Painter's putty vs spackle. Composition. There are various types of painter's putty. Also, people refer to different substances as painter's putty. What does this mean? It means not all putties are identical in constituents. Even if the components are the same, the proportions differ depending on the manufacturing company. The best bet at getting 100% identical putties is when you purchase the same brand from the same company. Painter's putty vs spackle. Functionality. Functionality, in this context, refers to how the products work or the principle behind their use. The functionality of these agents is directly related to their makeup/constituents. For clarity, I'll list the components of the agents in question and their accompanying functions. Painter's putty. Linseed oil. It makes the putty oily and easily applicable. It also increases its drying time for better curing and prevents the clay component from drying or cracking. Water. It makes the putty components mix easily and gives it some fluid properties. Water makes the putty non-toxic and compliant with environmental safety standards. Spackle. Hydrated calcium sulfate. This constituent fortifies/strengthens the spackle. It has a white to white-yellow color. Therefore, it contributes to pigmentation, though in a minor capacity. Binders. They hold the spackle components together so that it functions as a single entity. The binders also give the spackle adhesive characteristics, enabling it to bond with substrates. Water. It makes the spackle easy to use and clean from unwanted surfaces. Water also neutralizes the toxicity of other components. Cellulose. This constituent stiffens the spackle. It becomes evident when the spackle dries after a solid and rigid mass application. Painter's putty. Most painter's putties are made of linseed oil, while others are polybutene made. There are also water-based varieties that have gained more favor, especially among environmental conservation proponents. Intumescent putties are specially designed painter's putties for fire resistance and padding electrical outlet boxes. The hydrate components of the putty produce endothermic reactions that absorb heat and prevents propagation to unexposed parts. Spackle. Like the painter's putty above, there are many types of spackles for the same reason of constituent elements and consistency of the substance. Knowing the different spackles enables you to choose the right product for your project. The types include standard, lightweight, epoxy, acrylic, and vinyl. Standard/regular. These have gypsum as part of their formulation. Gypsum is also used in drywall. Regular spackling compounds are suitable for closing up extensive wall damages, like inch wide and above. Painter's putty vs spackle. Uses. Due to the different makeup of the two products, they understandably have differing uses. Even for a given substrate like wood, both painter's putty and spackle work differently. Painter's putty is mainly used on wooden surfaces. Here, it fills divots, small cracks, and defacements. Another use of painter's putty is glazing to seal/fix window panes into wood sashes, or you can also use painter's putty to make watertight seals around drains and faucets and plumbing. This painter's putty usually contains linseed oil and powdered clay in its formula. Painter's putty vs spackle. Ease of use. Painter's putties are easier to use compared to spackles. It's because the putties are thinner and have lower viscosity. It makes them easy to apply, mold, and spread out. Painters putties also have shorter settling periods. Spackle functions in a similar fashion to a joint compound. It is more challenging to use than a painter's putty because the spackle requires a primer. It needs multiple coats, and you have to wait for each coat to dry before applying another. Spackles are not perfect at receiving paint. The repaired patches often show underneath the paint, especially when the substrate is in well-lit spaces. Painter's putties aren't clearly visible under paint. You need a keen eye to spot a putted surface. We are going to end this video right away. If you have any query or information to share, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.